program to the NCAA tournament 3 times. So it's Wake Forest and Cal, 5th all-time meeting, first time here in Haas Pavilion. Tyler Trimble, Esther Sue, and Nicole Leon, your officials. Cal had a 13-game home winning streak snapped here in a tight loss against Duke on Thursday. And Barnes misses the first attempt of the game. Cal one and done. Issue with the clock as Wake Forest moves into the front court. The Demon Deacons open the road trip with a 12-point loss on the farm against Stanford, 55-43. But this is the best field goal percentage defense in the ACC. It won't be easy for Cal to score this afternoon on the home floor.
Yeah, Wake Forest is a team that just contests everything. They force a ton of turnovers, and they will play some zone like we just saw in their first possession defensively.
Now feed it to the post. Oliver misses. Was 0 for 5 from the field at Stanford. And here come the Golden Bears. Lulu Twidale. In and out from distance. Offensive rebound for Shepard. Tied up with Mary Carter. And the possession arrow points the way of the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, I like that possession for Cal. They don't get the bucket there, but they're getting out, running in transition, and then that's Sakima Walker giving her team a second chance opportunity. That's the type of energy and effort plays that they're going to need this afternoon.
Cal, despite the loss here against Duke, they were plus 11 on the glass. It's a takeaway for the Bears. Shepard across the lane, and Gisella Maul has the first points today.
Great job turning defense into offense and converting on the 2-on-1 opportunity there.
Another issue, not with the clock this time, but instead with the freshman Caitlin Jones sneaker. And Cal on the fast break lighting the lamp.
Yeah, it's Gisella Maul in the passing lanes and then gets rewarded. Miracle Shepard finds her. Finished the easy 2.
Cal felt like they were in control of that game Thursday against Duke before the Blue Devils outscored them 24-10 in the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, and if anything, that's a good sign that they know that they were in that game, absolutely had a chance to win, just got to put the finishing touches on it.
Opal Bird walled off, went up with it anyway, and missed it badly. Bird, the true freshman from Australia, seeing a lot of time of late, has the defensive assignment on Walker, who feeds Gisella Maul, and she's headed to the free throw line for a pair.
That's great court vision there. Sakima Walker finds Maul cutting right through the paint. The recognition by Gisella Maul to see where her defender was playing, cut through the paint, take the contact, get to the free throw line. I like the activity that the Bears are playing with so far to start the game.
A double-double for Gisella Maul. Played 37 of the 40 minutes here against Duke on Thursday afternoon. It was her second double-double of the season, and she's been one of the better rebounders in the ACC since the start of conference play, pulling down almost 8 a game against league opponents.
Yeah, she just thrives off of hustle plays, and she just has a great feel for finding the ball off the rim.
She's got the first 4 points here this afternoon for California, wrapping up a 2-game homestand before another long road trip out east. Syracuse and Boston College next. Jones, the freshman, turns around, floats it over Shepard, and left it short. Caitlin Jones, 11 points in her first collegiate start last time, and starting again here today. Barnes out to Twidale. It's Barnes missing on the mid-range, and Mary Carter clears. There's Milan Brown knifing inside, falling away, and there's the first bucket for Wake Forest this afternoon on the road.
And Milan Brown is such a physical guard. She's going to get out, push the ball in transition, and she slashes through the paint so well, able to knock down the little mid-range jumper.
True freshman from Baltimore. Twidale out of the shot fake to the baseline and can't fill it up. Twidale leads Cal in scoring at more than 13 a game. Mid-post, Mary Carter faces up. Milan Brown back inside, missed the layup. And here comes Gisella Maul and the Bears. Miracle Shepard, her first season at Cal. Played all 40 minutes, 9.6 assists against Duke on Thursday. Shot clock into single digits. Sakima Walker puts it in, plus the foul.
Sakima Walker is so good. She's working really good right there in that mid-range area of Wake Forest zone. Nice little one dribble pull up, gets the bump on the arm and finishes. Normally we see her scoring around the rim, but not afraid to step out and hit that mid-range jumper.
Well, the 6th year from Columbus, Ohio, transfer from South Carolina. Had 18 to lead the way against Duke. And has posted 3 double-doubles this season. In a lot of ways, this is her breakout year at the Division I level.
Yeah, I mean, she's played at a, at a powerhouse at South Carolina, got the experience of just being in that building, but really this is her first opportunity at getting big-time minutes and looked at as a go-to scorer. So really getting to see what she's capable of this season.
They feed Oliver inside, got trapped underneath, and it's taken away by Lulu Twidale. California on the fast break. Miracle Shepherd missed it off the side of the glass, and a foul underneath will keep it on this end. It's on Wake Forest. Opal Bird picks up her first, trying to box out Sakima Walker, who has been a terrific rebounder for this Cal team, averaging almost 7 a game.
Yeah, you can just tell that Cal's really focused on their activity around the rim, trying to create second chance opportunities.
High lob inside. Walker draws the triple team. And Gisella Maul cashes in from the outside.
And that is textbook basketball right there. Walker does a great job keeping the basketball high, creates the triple team, finds her shooter on the wing.
Gisella Maul with her fingerprints all over this 10-2 start. Milan Brown has all 4 for Wake Forest.
And Milan Brown has the ability to really be a problem for the Bears. She's always active, continuously moving. You got to be able to keep her in front.
Barnes with the touch pass. Walker missed it, and it's claimed by Wake Forest. Aurora Sorby, the sophomore from Norway, grabbing the miss. Oliver missed it. The defense provided by Walker. She was all over the shot attempt.
Yeah, just her presence on the floor really affects the offensive player. May not get a block, but she's going to change the trajectory of those shots.
And Gisella Maul throws it away, trying to find Miracle Shepherd.
Big time bucket there for Maul. Great kick out by Walker. Nothing but the man right here. Brown, I mean, she is so good. She's always going to be moving, cutting through the paint. Got to be denial on her and keep her out of there.
Some early reinforcements off the bench for California. Lola Donez, Naya Ojukwu check in for the Bears. Emily Johns just checked in for Wake Forest along with Madison Jordan. Demon Deacons, 2 of their first 7 on this end. Johns gets knocked over. Nothing comes of it. Shot clock into single digits for the Demon Deacs. Johns flips it up. It bounces off. Emily Johns reuniting with Megan Jebbia, whom she played for at American University. Ojukwu in a crowd. And draws the reach in foul. California will keep it on the other side. 10-4 start for the Golden Bears. Trying to find their first. Gisella Maul, 7 of the first 10 for Cal. Early 6-point lead here against Wake Forest. The 3rd best scoring defense in the ACC.
And this zone that they play has been tough for teams to figure out.
That's a little Twidale off the side of the rim.
It's a little bit of a 2-3 zone, a 1-3-1 type of look, and it can be difficult for teams to figure out.
That's deflected and taken away. Another steal for Cal. Active hands on defense early from Charmin Smith's Golden Bears. They've already forced Wake Forest into 3 turnovers. Lola Donez gets it back from Twidale. Late in the clock. Ojukwu out to Maul. Gotta go. Twidale, flick of the wrist, and a knockdown from deep.
Lulu Twidale, oh, she loves to knock down that wing 3-pointer, but that's great ball movement by Cal. The ball touched both sides of the court twice. Great shot clock awareness, gets it off before the buzzer goes.
The 170th tray of her Cal career, already 3rd on the all-time 3-point makes list. And a reach-in foul as Cal tried to go after that entry pass.
Great little touch pass there. Quick release by Twidale, nothing but the bottom of the net. That's got to feel good to see that one go in early. She is such a great three-point shooter when she's in a rhythm like that, off of a ball movement type of pass. She's gonna knock that down almost every time.
With so much talent and scoring lost from last year's 25-win team, she's drawn so much more attention defensively this season, only shooting 27% from distance. As Mary Carter has her first points, the Cal Poly transfer back in her home state this week.
Yeah, and that's normally a three-point shooter, but she also has that in her bag. She gets down there on that low post and will post the guard up, gets a jumper on the baseline.
Wake Forest with the takeaway on the errant pass from Cal. Sorby leading Carter, who missed the shot inside. Bears got back in transition defensively to alter the shot from Mary Carter. Barnes spots up. Left it short, and it's claimed by Wake Forest. Demon Deacons were held to 29% from the field at Stanford a few nights ago. Preseason pick to finish last among 18 teams in the ACC, but they've won 12 of their first 17. They've been a surprise out of this conference. Madison Jordan with a long-range miss. A long rebound to Sorby for a second effort. Jordan catches, lost the handle, and Twidale picks it up.
That's 5 turnovers so far on the afternoon for Wake Forest. Credit the Cal defense making things tough on them. But Wake Forest has got to find a way to take care of the ball. Possessions are going to be huge.
In the final 2 minutes of the opening quarter here in Berkeley. Miracle Shepherd. Across the floor, Lulu Twidale skips it. It's Ojukwu whistled for an offensive foul as she knocked over Mary Carter.
Yeah, right there, gets it on that baseline. Puts the shoulder in a little bit. Tough break there for the Bears.
Taylor Barnes will sit. Should mention Cal again without its starting freshman point guard Puff Morris for a 4th straight game, sitting with a lower leg injury. Has not played since the resumption of the ACC season. Milan Brown spins inside, missed it off the back rim. It caroms out to the Golden Bears. Walker inside, finds Twidale. And Carter grabs the miss.
Sakima Walker just draws so much attention there in the paint. Anytime it goes in there, the entire defense collapses on her. So that leaves open shots for the shooters on the perimeter. Just got to be able to knock those down.
Wake Forest struggling to score it. Kennedy Moore misses from the outside. Another one-and-done trip. The Demon Deacons have opened 3 of their first 14 from the floor. Ojukwu in a crowd. Missed it off the side of the glass. Last touched underneath by Mary Carter. Shot never touched the rim, and it stays at 11 for the Bears. Been stuck on 13-6 here for 2.5 minutes. Kind of something we expected, 2 defensive-minded teams.
Yeah, I mean, Wake Forest in their zone, making it tough on Cal to knock down shots, and then on the other end, Wake Forest is just turning the basketball over a ton.
Twidale can't hit that time. Shepherd on the offensive glass. And now Cal can hold for the final attempt of the quarter, but Walker powers it up, and it bounces off. Here comes Caitlin Jones in the final seconds of the opening quarter. Opal Bird lets it fly, and it rims off. Well, we go the final 3+ in the first quarter without any point. Little confusion as to who had the basketball to start the quarter. They iron it out, and California will have the first second quarter possession. Gisella Maul led the way with 7 of the 13 first quarter points for Cal. Ojukwu inside, off the front of the rim. She brought a scoring punch off the bench Thursday against Duke. 14 points, 10 boards against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Nayo Ojukwu is a different type of beast down there. She's undersized in the post, but she finds a way to score around the rim and rebound.
Wake Forest trying to get back on track on this end. The pocket pass to Jones, partially blocked. The follow won't go.
Miracle Shepherd got the tip down there and then grabs that board and gets Cal off to the races on the other end there. Great defense in the paint without fouling.
Shepherd across the floor finds the open Twidale, and she cashes in from deep.
Cal doing a great job at moving the basketball, finding the open player in that zone. Ball movement is so key against the zone, and that's Twidale knocking down another wing three.
Lulu Twidale, 2 of 6 from distance early in this game. That was her final stat line from three-point territory against Duke on Thursday night. Moore with a tough turnaround and missed it. Wake Forest continuing to struggle on the offensive end. They trail by double figures here on the road out west. 2,800 miles from home in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Maul flashes the leather, drives inside. Walker scores it off the glass. And a timeout Wake Forest as Cal goes up a dozen.
Cal just being aggressive here. Shooting the basketball with confidence. Lulu Twidale, big wing three bucket for the Bears, and then Gisella Maul finds Walker in the paint. Cal is rolling 18-6. That, you know, have won national championships, been in the spotlight, coming out west to play some basketball. It's going to be fun.
It's the new norm here in the ACC. Cal and Stanford and SMU, second-year members of the conference. Got a foul away from the basketball. Lola Donez holding Aurora Sorby. So Wake Forest, 3 of their first 17 on this end. How do they iron things out?
I think they got to get Grace Oliver going. I mean, she hasn't got a bucket yet. She was held to only 1 point in their last game. Got to try to get her going, set her up down there in the post, let her go to work. I think just seeing the basketball go through is going to build the confidence of Wake Forest right now. They're just having a hard time getting anything going.
Sakima Walker jumped the passing lane, but a late whistle and another foul coming against Cal. Now Barnes picks it up. Caitlin Jones, the freshman, picked up by Miracle Shepherd. Late in the clock here for Wake. And the entry pass deflected out with 5 on the timer. A lot of the offense taking a long time to develop for the Deacs.
Yeah, they're great at ball movement, but sometimes that can be an Achilles heel getting down late in the shot clock. Who are they going to go to get a basket here with 5 seconds left?
And a Grace Galbavy, the freshman, seeing her first action, and she missed it. Wake Forest now 3 of 18. Twidale. Yes! Another 3.
Those ball reversals are doing Cal well. It's the same one. Lulu got one previously in that same spot. Skipping the ball, making the zone shift. Those are all good things for Cal against that Wake Forest zone.
Barnes deflects it out. Already 3 first-half trays for Lulu Twidale.
Miracle Shepherd, eyes up, head on a swivel, finds Twidale in the corner, knocks it down. That's just too much time. She's too good of a shooter.
Wake Forest, they trail by 15 now. Largest lead for Cal. Opal Bird tried to skip it inside to Sorby. Donez there with the takeaway. Walker inside. Missed the turnaround. Jones head of steam and scores it off the window.
Yeah, that's the one part of Wake Forest's offense that has been working so far, is getting out, scoring in transition, having a hard time in the half court, but when they're able to get out, get a stop and run, things have been well.
First, second quarter points for Wake Forest. Miracle Shepard, before the shot attempt, reached in on and fouled. As Caitlin Jones picks up the personal. Little Sunday wedgie here in Berkeley.
Walker tipped that out a little too easy there.
At 6'5", Sakima Walker has a chance to be a mismatch on the block just about every night here in the ACC. Twidale feeds her on a skip. Out it comes to Donez. Barnes back to Walker. Wake Forest has done a nice job defensively on Sakima Walker. Carter triggers a three. And Walker's there to grab it.
Yeah, they really have done a good job on her. Kind of kept her at bay from scoring. Only 5 points, 2 for 6. But Walker's done a good job of being a passer down there in the paint.
Barnes adjusting on the fly and got knocked down and fouled. So Taylor Barnes, the true freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas, 70th best recruit in ESPN's Hoop Girls rankings for the class of 2025, part of a nationally ranked recruiting class for California. And she has now started all 18 games this season for the Bears.
Yeah, Taylor Barnes is so poised to just be a freshman. She's a player that never gets sped up. And she plays a lot bigger than what her size gives. She's a big guard that can create matchup problems. She can overpower the guards in the paint, and then you can bring a forward or a post out if they're guarding her, and she can go around them.
Registered her first career double-double at NC State last week and almost had one Thursday against Duke. Was 2 rebounds and a point shy. Wake has missed 16 of its first 20 attempts. Jones has to go somewhere, almost lost it. Gets it back from Johns, late in the clock here for Wake. Johns has to let it fly. Another one and done trip. Wake Forest without a made three.
That's just a tough shot there for Wake Forest. Clock winding down, gotta force up a three-point shot. Just really not able to find an offensive rhythm yet.
Walker catches in a crowd and scores.
Beautiful pass. Walker keeps it high. Nice touch, finishes off the glass.
Cal in control this first half at home, and an offensive foul on Emily Johns.
Right there, great catch. Somehow snatches it from Oliver down there. Good touch, finishing off the glass.
Half of Cal's makes from the field have come from three-point territory in this first half at home. Only hit 2 threes in 11 attempts against Duke here Thursday afternoon. Bears work deep into the shot clock. Shepard off the bounce. Gisella Maul carried the load in that first quarter and blocked from behind by Milan Brown with just a tick left on the timer.
That's the type of defense that we're used to seeing from Wake Forest. Great block there by Brown. Able to get up, snatch the ball down without drawing a foul. 1 second on the clock for the Bears. Look for them to go into Walker or Ojukwu right here in the post for a little tip in.
They get it to Ojukwu, and she didn't get it off in time. It was deflected before it got there, and that didn't leave the sophomore from Meridian, Idaho, much time to trigger up a shot. Only 2 points in the quarter for Wake. Mary Carter changes that as she elevates and hits from the outside.
Much needed 3 ball for Wake Forest. Good bucket there for them, and that's got to feel good for Mary Carter to see that one go through.
42nd tray for the Northern California native, and Maul can't answer back for Cal. Mary Carter 11th in the country, 130 three-point attempts this season. She has earned the trust of the staff to let it fly whenever she feels like it. On the block, Oliver couldn't massage it in. And her struggles continue on this West Coast trip. Shepard stopping and starting, and a foul away from the basketball will go against Cal. Opal Bird and Naya Ojukwu got tangled up.
Carter right here, just too good at 6'3", shoots the lights out of the basketball. Gotta have a hand up when she has the ball in her hands.
Spent the last 2 years playing for Chanel Stiers in SLO. Was an All Big West honorable mention last season. 13 points per game to lead Cal Poly in the Big West. And stepping up a level, now playing in the ACC. Brown swatted away by Sakima Walker.
None other than Sakima Walker, high hands, finds the ball, sends that one right out of bounds, gives it a little look down at the camera. She is such a great shot blocker, has great timing, and able to do it without fouling.
Milan Brown to the cup for 2 more. She's got 6 for Wake Forest.
Milan Brown carrying the scoring load for Wake Forest. Nice little right-handed finger roll finish around the rim.
Highly decorated prep career in the DMV. Back home in Baltimore, Maryland. Been an impact freshman for Megan Jebbia. Walker gets hacked inside. Couple of free throws for the 6th year.
Just a great job, Brown getting downhill. Finishes with the right hand. Really nice bucket there.
Second foul on Opal Bird, who sits down here for Wake. Sakima Walker at the free throw line. 2 years at Rutgers out of high school. Then went to junior college, Northwest Florida State, where she won a national championship and was the NJCAA Player of the Year. And was part of that unbeaten national title squad 2 seasons ago at South Carolina. But now getting a bigger opportunity, more usage, more playing time, and showing out here in Berkeley. That's an offensive foul on Milan Brown.
Yeah, credit Gisella Maul, standing in there, taking that bump. Kind of got trucked over down there in the paint. That was back-to-back offensive fouls that Maul is drawing.
And 2 fouls now on Milan Brown, who sits with 2:25 left in the half. Now feed Walker on the block. Here comes Grace Oliver for Wake. Oliver, the team's leading scorer, was held without a field goal at Stanford and has been held without a field goal this first half. Wake Forest has turned it over for an 8th time.
Yeah, and Oliver hasn't got a field goal. Only 3 attempts at the rim so far this afternoon. I'd like to see her be a bit more aggressive, demand the basketball, try to get her team going offensively.
Cal looking for its first points in more than 3 minutes. Wake Forest has been dialed in defensively in this second quarter. Walker off the feed from Lulu Twidale for 2.
Twidale, the playmaker. Not only can she shoot the 3 ball, but she can create for her teammates. Walker doing a great job sealing down there in the post. Hands ready for the basketball and finishes.
Walker and Twidale have combined for 18 of Cal's 26. 9 points apiece. Out of the high post, Oliver feeds Metcalf. Now Walker provided the defense. Barnes on the baseline. Final minute of this second quarter in Haas Pavilion. Sorby picks up Shepard. Maul off the window, couldn't hit it. And Metcalf there to pick up the loose ball for Wake. Chance to go 2 for 1 here. Well, Wake's specialty is certainly not tempo. Oliver trying to find Mary Carter, who's reached in on and fouled. That's number 4 against Cal this quarter.
Great job, Lulu Twidale stopping. Walker cuts in, gives her someone to pass the ball to, finishes.
Put 20 on the shot clock, and that'll put Wake at the free throw line. This will be the first free throw attempts of the half for Wake Forest. Only got to the free throw line 5 times the entirety of the game at Stanford on Thursday night. Mary Carter will take the free throws. Has only attempted 12 all year because a good chunk of her attempts have come from three-point territory.
Yeah, free throw is not necessarily a specialty for Wake Forest. Carter misses that one. They're shooting 65% from the free throw line. Normally a team, like you said, a lot of ball movement. They'll shoot the 3 ball, but don't really attack the rim like that besides a Milan Brown. So but if they can steal some points at the free throw line, that could be good for them with their offense struggling a bit here in the first half.
Carter sits. About 5 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Jones pressuring Miracle Shepherd. Both teams in the bonus down the stretch of this first half. Cal has outscored Wake 13-8 in this second quarter. Trying to build on that before the break. 5 on the timer. Twidale zigzags. Walker from the elbow. Can't hit, off the back rim. Wake has to hurry. Jones from beyond midcourt. Does draw iron, but that's all. And California's defense, they clamp down on Wake. They hold them to 14 first half points. Bears up a dozen, needing to hit the ACC win column for this Cal team, and they'd certainly like to head out that way with 1 in the ACC win column. Been a very challenging schedule for the Bears. They've already played 6 quad 1 games, and that's what still has them alive when you look at their net ranking, just outside of the top 60. Now feed Grace Oliver, trying to get her going out of the half, and that's a great sign for Wake Forest, her first field goal.
Yeah, very intentional there by Megan Jebbia, going to her best player right out of halftime. Want to get her going early here in this third.
Had a 30-point game earlier this season, did Grace Oliver against Gardner Webb. Into a double team, and Opal Bird intercepts the pass. A takeaway for Wake. It's the 7th Cal turnover of the afternoon. Just a 10-point game. Brown can't hit, off the back rim, taken by Gisella Maul. Racing down the floor. Miracle Shepherd lays it in.
Shepherd out in transition, hangs in the air, and somehow still finishes that bucket. Such a high level difficulty of shot, still able to finish.
Miracle Shepherd with more fast break points for Cal. Brown to the corner. Opal Bird out of the shot fake, racing to the glass. Boy, she beats Sakima Walker and scores.
Just a freshman there. Impacts the game up and down the stat sheet. Really tough bucket there for Bird.
Now an offensive foul on Sakima Walker going the other way.
Miracle Shepherd right there. See her just hanging in the air, man. She just makes it look so easy.
Shepherd, the LSU transfer, was on Kim Mulkey's Elite 8 squad last year. Spent her freshman season at Mississippi State. Has settled in nicely for Charmin Smith in her first season here at Cal. Chance for Wake to get back within single digits. Carter underneath the free throw line. It bounces off. And last touched by Oliver. Wake Forest is going to challenge the out-of-bounds call. So Megan Jebbia, less than 2 minutes into the third quarter, will halt play, and the officials will take another look at the call on the floor, which is Cal basketball. 10-point lead for Cal, eyeing a first ACC win this season. Now put 20 on the shot clock, and Caitlin Jones will trigger in And a foul on Sakima Walker. She knocked over Opal Bird before the ball came in. And that's the second on Sakima Walker. Both of them here early in the third quarter. They get it into Mary Carter. Jones feeds Oliver, and she scores again. Grace Oliver, all 4 of her points this afternoon in the opening minutes of the third.
Caitlin Jones, so tough, breaks down the defense. Nice little dime there to Oliver. Already 2 quick buckets for Oliver here in this third quarter.
Walker got tied up. The possession arrow keeps it with Cal.
Right here, gets in the paint, changes directions, finds Oliver. I don't think anybody was expecting that pass. She finishes around the rim.
She had scored double figures in 9 straight games before she was held to just 1 point at Stanford Thursday. Now Wake trying to get her much more involved to start this second half. Foul on Caitlin Jones of Wake Forest. The freshman from Rollsville, North Carolina, picking up her second. Walker out to Barnes, extra pass. Twidale can't hit, and it caroms to Carter. Chance for Wake to get closer. Brown careens to the cup. It rolls in, and one. No, they'll wave it off. Traveling violation. Quite a swing there. Would have taken the Cal lead down to 6. Walker draws contact and a foul. So free throws for Sakima Walker. Boy, it's just an 8-point game with how good these defenses have been. It feels like a lot bigger of a deficit.
Yeah, and I like this look right here. Cal going into Walker, gets to the free throw line. This is a play that can settle down the Bears. We've seen in several games where Cal comes out, plays really well, and they have one bad quarter, and that can lose a game for you. So right here, I think it's going to be really important. 20-28, 7 minutes left in the third. How is Cal going to respond? They started off this quarter a bit rocky, only 2 points so far. How are they going to settle, lock in, and pick up where they left in that second half?
Walker the first into double figures with 10.
And if you're Wake Forest, the opportunity is here. They've caught a little bit of a rhythm. They're playing with more energy here in this third. Can they take advantage and steal a couple buckets?
Jones on the deck and flutters it in for 2. Caitlin Jones with a nice move to get free down inside.
Yeah, and she's so comfortable finishing through contact. Just a freshman. She had her first collegiate start versus Stanford. Showed up and showed out. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Picking up right where she left off.
Another catch inside for Walker, who's immediately fouled. Third on Wake this quarter. Grace Oliver picks up her second. Well, nice start to this third for Wake Forest. They've outscored Cal 8-3 coming out of halftime to trim the deficit to 7. Long way to go this afternoon in Berkeley. Shepard trying to initiate, down to 5 to shoot. Maul contested 3, and it bounces off into the ready hands of Grace Oliver. Jones floats in 2 more.
Floater going to the left, finish with the right. The level of difficulty on that shot is so high. Jones makes it look easy, just a freshman. I mean, she is so impressive.
Cal lead down to 5 on the flyby. Twidale can't hit. Another board for Oliver inside for Wake Forest. And with a field goal on this possession, it'll be a one-possession game. Jones out to Oliver. She flashes the leather. Johns tees it up. And here comes Gisella Maul for Cal. Twidale on the move. Miracle Shepard sticks the three.
Great job, Twidale. Attacking the paint, drawing the defense, finding Shepard on the wing. Now that's the difference between the 2 threes that Cal previously took on those 2 possessions. Those were kind of forced 3-point shots. Didn't get anything out of it, but when you attack the defense, you shift them, and then you kick out, that's a good 3-point look. Yeah, right here, Twidale gets in the paint, finds Shepard, knocks it down. That is textbook basketball. That is a great 3-point shot.
Shepard sits as Naya Ojukwu checks back in for Cal, along with Lola Donez. Carter picks up Maul. Twidale down the end line. Offensive foul. Emily Johns takes the charge, and Wake will have a go. Had another big showing, 31, 7 steals against the Tar Heels earlier today.
Way too soon. Defensive player of the year prediction, maybe?
It is way too soon, but I don't think that's a bad call.
Yeah, Hannah Hidalgo is so impressive. I mean, doing what no one else in the country is doing. Such a great elite defender.
Late in the clock for Wake Forest out of the timeout. Sorby, watched by Twidale. Johns has to hoist it and didn't get it off in time. That's a shot clock violation. When you talk about Hannah Hidalgo and what she does on defense, almost 25 points per game to lead the ACC. Notre Dame will come here to Berkeley just a few weeks from now.
Yeah, just truly the definition of a two-way player. Gets it done every single night on both ends of the floor.
Ojukwu twirling around and can't get it to go. Still scoreless off the bench. Now 14 points in back-to-back games for the Morgan State transfer, but Wake Forest has done a nice job defensively to limit her so far here today. 8-point lead for Cal. Carter catches and scores off a beautiful dish from Emily Johns.
Constant movement. Wake Forest is so good. Ball movement, players cutting, making it hard for defenses to guard for 30 full seconds. Just an around-the-world cut there, Carter. Gets where the defense can't get in front of her and finishes. That's a great play there for Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, 14 first-half points. They've already scored 12 here in the third quarter, and they've connected on 4 of their last 5 attempts from the field. Milan Brown absorbing contact and earning a couple of free throws. There's been a different sense of urgency on offense from Wake coming out of the break.
Yeah, you can tell that was an emphasis at halftime in the locker room. They've got to do a better job of putting the basketball in the hoop and taking care of the ball. Right here, attacking, aggressive, getting to the rim. They're going to need more of that here in this second half.
Milan Brown. The first one pops out. Only 50% on the season from the free throw line. Wake Forest 12-5, trying to notch a winning season for the first time in a decade. Had quite a few seasons finishing 500 in the last 10 years. We're trying to post a campaign with more wins than losses. Hasn't happened since the 15-16 season. Walker on the catch, the patience, and the finish for Sakima Walker.
That was probably the first time this afternoon Walker had a one-on-one matchup there in the paint. She's going to take advantage of that every single time.
Brown gets back to work. Left it short underneath. The pinballs around. Donez and Brown diving after it. Possession arrow will keep it with the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, right here, one-on-one in the paint. Seals her defender, keeps the ball high. A little pump fake. finishes off the glass. One-on-one, she's got that matchup every single time. And then right here, gotta love the effort. Bodies on the floor. That's two defensive-minded teams right there getting after it.
Sakima Walker now, game high 12 points. Brown off the crossover. And it rolls off the back rim. She stays with it. Jones flashes. Back inside to Brown. Tough turnaround, and she puts it in.
Another freshman for Wake Forest, just 5'8", down there in the paint. Finishing with the bigs.
9 points for Milan Brown on 4 of 10 shooting. And last touched by Sakima Walker, another Cal turnover. Wake Forest has outscored Cal 15-8 coming out of halftime, and a chance to get closer here as we approach the final 2 minutes of the third. Charmin Smith wants to see a little more urgency from her team. Brown fades, fires, can't fill it up. Maul, coast to coast, blocked by Brown, but a late whistle and a foul. You have to admire the hustle from the true frosh, Milan Brown, who's been impactful on both ends.
Yeah, right here, Maul going strong to the basket. Brown got a lot of ball there. Probably some body too. Maul's going to the free throw line nonetheless. But these freshmen for Wake Forest, they are so impressive, so good, and to be playing their first year of college basketball, they have such a high ceiling.
Gisella Maul trying to hit that point column for the first time since she had 7 of Cal's first 10 points in the opening quarter. Has battled through injuries her first 2 collegiate seasons, freshman year at Texas. Her second year at Cal, 8 points to stretch the lead back to 6. Taken away, Miracle Shepherd the steal, and she lays it in.
Shepherd is such an elite defender, quick hands, gets a tip on the ball, and she's gone the other way. This is where you're seeing a little bit of that upperclassman experience from Shepherd against the freshman.
It's Mary Carter on target from the corner.
Wake Forest playing with a lot more energy, knocking down big shots, forcing turnovers. Yeah, right here, Miracle Shepherd, active hands, and finishes on in transition the other way.
And Megan Jebbia, who was successful on an out-of-bounds challenge earlier in the quarter, will challenge this most recent call, which on the floor is Cal basketball. It'll stay with Cal.
And again, with 1 minute left, or 1:19 left in this third, we talked about turnovers. So far this half, Wake Forest has 14 attempts at the rim. Cal only has 8.
Yeah, they've turned it over 5 times.
Yeah, the turnovers, I mean, that's been the story. Possessions are so huge. They've got to get shots at the rim.
You're seeing that defense that ranks 3rd best in the ACC from Wake on display. Late in the clock here for Cal. Maul, top of the arc. Barnes works it, corner. Donez on target. It's a 3.
Lulu Donez has the ability to knock down big shots. It's a great job getting the ball in the middle of that zone. Kick out, collapse the defense, knock down the 3.
Oliver from straight away cans the triple. Wake Forest has the answer. 21 points in the quarter for the Deacs.
That's the first 3 this afternoon for Grace Oliver. Got to feel good to see that one go in. Playing with a little chip in their step is Wake Forest this third quarter.
And they have chipped away at a deficit that was as large as 16 in the first half. It's poked away. Brown picks it up all the way to the glass. It's a 1-possession game. Now Cal can hold for the final take, but Wake has made a statement. Shepard up top. Maul lets it fly. You bet. Well, it wasn't a pretty quarter for Cal, but they
playing within their offense, scoring the basketball. Just got to do a better job of taking care of it. That third quarter was a little bit murky, but how are they going to finish in the fourth? Who's going to show up, play, and execute?
Remember, Cal had a lead after 3 quarters here Thursday against Duke before the Blue Devils turned out a +14 fourth quarter. And contact inside as Walker caught it, tangled up with Opal Bird, and the foul called against Wake Forest. That's the 4th on the freshman from down under.
Sakima Walker does a great job of pinning her defender so low that once you're down there, there's nothing really you can do as a defender to stop that. You have to hit her early, keep her out of that low block area.
Walker, patience, and puts it in plus the foul. The hoop and the harm for Sakima Walker early in the 4th.
Just a drive and roll action there. That's money every single time. 2 defenders, it doesn't matter. Walker's going to finish that on the block.
Game high 14 for Sakima Walker. And she cashes the free throw up to 15 now as Cal stretches the lead back to 9. 6 straight points for the Golden Bears after Wake got within 3. Milan Brown at a big third, up over the top of Twidale, and a shooter's touch.
Yeah, Brown just works so well in that middle paint area. Smaller player, but not afraid to get in there and does a great job finishing.
Team high 13 for Milan Brown. 6th time she's been in double figures here in her freshman season. They go back inside to Walker, and this time Wake Forest able to dislodge it. Jones on the move. The teardrop has been pure for the freshman.
That duo of Brown and Jones at the guard spot for Wake Forest. Cal has not had an answer for them this afternoon.
2 really quick guards that Wake can build around for years to come.
And you see the numbers there in the first half. Only 6 turnovers for the Bears. 7 so far.
Walker gets it out to Donez. Maul kicks. Taylor Barnes. And Johns grabs the miss. Jones stops and starts, peels back, left this one short, and a long rebound taken by the freshman Barnes. Another possession where Cal works deep into the shot clock. Barnes on the baseline. Twidale. Front rim the 3. Walker grabs a second effort for the Bears. And Twidale hits it this time. Her first 3 in the second half.
The confidence that Lulu Twidale shoots the basketball with. She doesn't hit the first one. The second one goes up, no conscious early in the shot clock. Has the confidence and knocks it down.
Talk about a short memory.
Absolutely, you have to as a 3-point shooter.
Cal has connected on 8 trays this afternoon. Walker rejects Johns inside. Twidale's feeling it. Walker again on the offensive glass. Another second chance opportunity for the Golden Bears here in the 4th quarter.
And that's the one thing about playing a zone. It's incredibly difficult to rebound out of a zone because you're guarding an area and not a player. Cal taking advantage, creating the second chance opportunities.
And just 2 on the timer for Cal.
Yeah, nothing but the bottom of the net there for Lulu. Easy money. And again, you talked about the short-term memory. You got to have that as a 3-point shooter. The first one doesn't go, she's putting up the next one.
That's broken up, and Cal will not hoist the shot in time. I had to get it to Walker there, and as soon as that was deflected, Cal didn't have a chance to beat the buzzer. So Wake Forest trying to hang in there, although they've gone the last 2.5 minutes without points. Brown on the crossover. Sorby picked up her dribble at the free throw line. And Brown took that extra step. The 13th Wake Forest turnover today.
Good defensive possession there for the Bears. Able to force a turnover and get into their offensive set here.
Walker over the top of Johns and missed it off the back iron. Carter got tangled underneath with Maul. Possession arrow points the way of Wake, but a great effort made by the junior.
Yeah, anytime a shot goes up, you can expect Gisella Maul to be flying in there in the paint. Doesn't get the offensive board there. Wake gets the ball, but then the possession arrow is going to have to switch, so the possession back to Cal. So either way, great hustle play. Creating more opportunities for Cal is Gisella Maul.
Sorby finds Oliver inside. And free throws coming for Wake Forest leading scorer Grace Oliver. Been much more active in this second half.
And you can tell that Wake has made it an emphasis to get the ball into Oliver. Had a quiet afternoon, 7 points, 3 for 6 from the field, but has had 7 boards. So touching the stat sheet in other areas, but they're gonna need their best player to get a couple of buckets here at the end of the game.
Grace Oliver in her first season at Wake, spent last year at Colorado. Mentioned that 30-point game she had against Gardner-Webb earlier this year. She was 14 for 14 from the field in that game.
Did not miss a bucket. That is not something that's easy to do by any means.
It's hard to go 14 for 14 on a hoop in the driveway, let alone a Division I college basketball game.
Exactly, and just a sophomore, Grace Oliver, so skilled, super high ceiling for her, and she's just going to continue to develop within this Wake Forest program.
Sorby's open and can't hit the three. Here comes Lulu Twidale. Almost halfway through this fourth quarter. Twidale turns the corner. Ojukwu fouled. Been a quiet afternoon for Naya Ojukwu, but a chance to get on the board in the fourth quarter at the free throw line.
That's Lulu Twidale again, creating for her teammates, collapsing the defense, finding the open player. Ojukwu get into the free throw line, has had a rough afternoon, had some good looks at the basket, just hasn't been able to convert. Seeing a free throw go through the hoop, misses that one, but sometimes seeing a free throw go through the hoop can kind of get you going. They could really use her in these last 5 minutes.
A sophomore from Meridian, Idaho, near Boise. Fourth program in 4 years. Utah Gonzaga, all-conference player at Morgan State last year, and back on the West Coast for Charmin Smith and Cal. Johns on the block, turns and uses the window for two.
Johns is so strong. She's returning from injury, but a really good piece there for Wake Forest.
Ojukwu slithers in and scores. And give her one on the house.
That's what we're used to seeing from Naya Ojukwu. Patient down there in the paint, pump fake, lets the defender go by, finishes, takes the and one. To the free throw line, Ojukwu goes.
Director Ashley Jones, our producer Zora Ziani, director Dan Becker from Haas Pavilion. Cal wrapping a 2-game homestand. Wake Forest wrapping up a 2-game West Coast road trip and trying to bounce back after a 12-point loss at Stanford. They trail by 8 with 4.5 to play. Demon Deacons have already won 3 more games this season than all of last year. Jones missed the runner inside. A one-and-done trip for Wake. Demon Deacons poured in 23 third-quarter points to give themselves a chance here in the 4th. Walker off the window and in.
Post-to-post passing there. Again, Sakima Walker sealing her defender. Finishes easy around the rim. Great pass from Naya Ojukwu.
Ojukwu quiet through the first 3 quarters, but having an impact here in the 4th as Cal tries to pull away. And Ojukwu got tangled there with Grace Oliver, the foul on Cal.
Yeah, right here, seals the defender, gets underneath, finishes. Little easy finger roll. Really good post-to-post passing there.
Into Oliver, and she draws another foul. And Ojukwu hasn't been out there much. Picks up her 4th foul. Oliver misfires from deep.
Great box out there, Lulu Twidale. Pushing the defender back, snatches the rebound.
Wake Forest just 3 of 14 from 3-point territory. Ojukwu draws another foul.
Two defenders, still goes up strong, able to get a shot off. Ojukwu is undersized down there in the paint, but she has great body control and she's so strong.
Naya Ojukwu, more than 17 points per game at Morgan State last season. Was a star volleyball player in high school along with basketball, decided to choose hoops. An impactful piece off the bench for Charmin Smith. And California back up a dozen inside of 3.5 minutes. 7 straight points for the Bears. Trying to hold on and snap a 4-game skid to start the ACC season. Twidale watching Brown. Knifing inside, falling away, and she missed it. Well, the offense just has not been there for Wake in the 4th after they scored 23 times in the 3rd.
Now, Wake Forest is a team that normally has a lot of ball movement, spacing, and they like to get deep in their sets, but that one-on-one game, getting downhill, has worked for them this afternoon with Brown and Jones, but struggling here in this 4th.
Twidale missed everything on that 3-point attempt, and it belongs to Wake Forest, but the clock a factor here, 2:40 left in a 12-point game. Syracuse, Boston College, a long ways from home. Up next for Cal, it's Mary Carter canning a 3. The Rockland, California native says, don't shovel dirt on us yet. She's got a game-high 14.
That 3 ball is the difference maker. Wake Forest done a much better job shooting that 3 in the second half, and Carter gets a big one there.
Ojukwu adjusting and scoring. Another big 4th quarter bucket off the bench for Naya Ojukwu.
If you're Wake Forest here, you don't want to rush, but you want to hurry a little bit. Play with the purpose, get a good quick shot, but an efficient look here.
Oliver trapped underneath, skips it to Milan Brown, who's fouled by Lulu Twidale. That's the 4th on Cal.
Great job collapsing the defense, finding Carter there, and then Ojukwu hangs in the air, finishes.
Inside of 2 minutes, an 11-point lead for California. Jones, nice no-look feed. Opal Bird scores at the rim. Back to a single-digit deficit inside of 90 seconds. Shepard across midcourt. Walker double-teamed, almost threw it away, recovered by Twidale, and Charmin Smith will take timeout.
Night after night, you just never know what can happen in this conference.
In the miracle, Shepard, and they foul Gisella Maul. That will put her at the free throw line with 80 seconds left. Maul has gone 3 for 4 at the free throw line today. 82% on the season. Two timeouts for Wake, 3 for Cal. She missed both. The door is still ever so slightly open for Wake Forest here on the road out west. Grace Oliver tried to wrap it around Sakima Walker. Too much length down there. Brown grabs another opportunity. Inside of a minute. The freshman Jones crosses over, pulls up, hits the jump shot. 7-point game, 51 seconds to play.
Brown gets the board, Jones gets the bucket. Wake Forest still alive. Cal's got to take care of the ball here.
They get into the front court with ease, and Maul, who just missed a couple at the free throw line, will be sent back there for 2 more.
Jones gets downhill, stops on a dime, finishes. Big bucket there for the freshman.
Even if Wake Forest loses this game, Jones and Brown, the true freshman backcourt, they've combined for 23 points and 9 assists. It's really hard to project the future of a roster in this day and age of college basketball, but if Wake Forest can hold on to Milan Brown and Caitlin Jones and have that tandem paired together for a while, it's going to be a problem on a nightly basis in the ACC.
They are going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially if both of them stay together, playing off of each other. Oh, they're going to be trouble.
Time winding down on Wake Forest. Inside a half a minute. Jones left that one short. Twidale clears. The shot clock's been turned off. We'll see if Wake applies another foul. They do, sending Miracle Shepard to the stripe with 17.7. But California in the driver's seat and on their way to their first ACC victory of the season after going 12-6 in conference play a year ago. Cal lost so much from that 25-win club a season ago. Ioana Kremili, the sharpshooter, now playing professionally back home in Greece. Michelle Onwu was a terrific power forward for this team. Marta Suarez playing with TCU now, among others. But this new Golden Bear group, they're getting better game by game as the crowd comes to its feet at Haas Pavilion. And the California Golden Bears, an ACC winner for the first time this season, 61-52 over Wake Forest.
Cal, so impressive this